Good afternoon. My name is Laura Covell. I own a small business here in Prescott Valley. Every day, the town's cameras photograph my car, my clients' cars, as they travel to my door. Not because anyone is suspected of anything, the cameras photograph everyone, record time and place of ordinary travel, and make it searchable by law enforcement agencies across this country. These cameras do not record a trip. They record a schedule. In 3 years, no council agenda has named this program and asked for a public vote. It arrived in 2023 as a quote grant award, Department Emergency and Military Affairs. It expanded in 2025 as quote local border support on the consent agenda. It grew again in 2026 inside a grant titled Anti-Human Trafficking. The only agenda item that ever said license plate reader was a study session where no vote can be taken. The police department's own audit shows what this program does: 613 searches in 1 month, 43% swept 500 or more camera networks in a single query. About 1/3 involved matters minor as traffic infractions and loitering. 1 in 5 had no verifiable case number. Not one search was denied. Today's item 4C continues the pattern. The title identifies 2 opioid settlement checks. The staff reports make the entire accumulated fund balance available and raises spending authority to $40,000 for unnamed equipment, including software. In March 2025, the department told this council in writing that it would work to continue funding and license plate readers and real-time software, quote, through grant, opioid, or other funding. The town's attorney confirmed in writing that this item approves no particular purchase. The purchase can happen later administratively below the $50,000 threshold in the town code section 304010. It may never return to you. I have 3 requests, each already provided to you in writing. First, before voting, require staff to name software vendor, intended use, and full cost on the record. Second, add this condition to your motion. None of these funds or this budget authority may be used to acquire, renew, expand, integrate, or support automated license plate readers, surveillance or camera systems, location data services, artificial intelligence systems, real-time operation software, or data aggregation platforms from any vendor without a separate council approval at a publicly noticed meeting. Third, amend section 40104 so surveillance policies require council approval just as use of force policies do. Renew my July 13th request. Place this surveillance program, regardless of vendor, on a properly noticed agenda for a recorded vote. Nothing in these requests waives my pending open meeting law complaint or my written objection to this item's notice, or concedes that any prior approval was validly noticed or can be ratified outside the process ARS section 38431.05 requires. And this has also been assigned to an attorney as of 9 a.m. today.
Thank you, Beverly.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. I'm here this afternoon to state that I'm 100% opposed to flock cameras. Mass surveillance has no place in the United States, and I completely oppose this system in our community. Oh, I wanted to say thank you for coming as well to our Prescott Valley community. Cameras went up in our town without public notice or debate that I could find. And when I went to vote recently, I actually tried to find out where everybody stood on this, and I couldn't find that. Moving forward, I do believe that we need complete transparency. Every council member should state where they stand on inflammatory issues clearly on the record, so our community knows exactly how each representative would vote using our dollars. Tonight, you're discussing software purchases, yet there's not a single public contract or scope of work document available for residents to review. We deserve full on-the-record explanation of what this software actually does before another dollar is spent. Is this system simply reading license plates, or are we paying for advanced algorithms that log vehicle color, make, model, unique body damage, and bumper stickers? Will expand to facial recognition? Does this package include predictive pattern analysis to map out the daily routines of law-abiding citizens? We also need to address camera locations and image capture. None of them should ever be directed at private residences or businesses. Capturing anybody in the parking lots walking to and from never should capture the image of a minor. But enforcing those boundaries, making sure that a lens never catches a child on a sidewalk or in a bedroom window in the background, is virtually impossible with cameras on public roads, because enforcing those privacy protections is near impossible. The safest and only right choice for our privacy is to not have these cameras at all. We also need to know who has access to our movement data. Will this software integrate with external federal or out-of-state law enforcement databases, allowing outside agencies to track our residents without local knowledge or warrant? We can't hand over the privacy of our town to a proprietary software system. If you insist on moving forward, we need strict independent oversight and mandatory public available audit logs detailing every search, showing exactly who queried our local data and why. I urge this council to table any vote or discussion on this software until full contracts are published for public review and every member of this council goes on record. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I too am concerned about the license plate reader cameras, whether it's Flock or another brand. It brought to my attention that there is going to be a vote on equipment and software on item 4C. Some have speculated that it is the Peregrine software. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but we should have more information as citizens living here. I don't know if it was true or not, but I read a report that you were doxxed. The mayor was doxxed earlier this year, last year, and that's wrong. The challenge with these license plate readers is that's doxed everybody that lives here. And not just doxed, but creating a schedule of when they come and go, when they're home, when their homes are vacant, when their children are home alone. We've seen a lot of abuse of these cameras nationwide. If you haven't gotten into that, start looking it up. There's a lot of it going on. The news stories are coming out nearly daily. When we had the Red Flex cameras here, there was abuse by Red Flex, and there was abuse by our own police department. Not all the officers, but a few officers that were accused of dismissing tickets that were for friends and family members. So again, there needs to be oversight. I don't like the idea of creating a database that's surveilling and possibly doxing all of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. Bob Ticer, Chief of Police. Tonight, you have before you a total of $18,693.39 that we received from opioid settlement dollars. Before you is your decision to accept those dollars into the town so that we could utilize those funds for education, equipment, and or software for the enforcement of narcotics violations here in our community. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, could I make a comment to you?
Sure.
I just wanted to emphasize that in this circumstance, these dollars are basically already budgeted. And so technically, this didn't need to be brought to you by the police department. The reason why they've done this since 2024 is that in the past, the county has occasionally asked that these funds be used for other purposes, for a joint county purpose, for example, funding NARDA. And so that's always a possibility. That's kind of an open request from the county. And so what the folks in the PD have been doing is occasionally, well, each time they've gotten these checks, they've come to you and said, is it okay if we go ahead and use these internally rather than returning them back to the county? And that's essentially what this is about. That's why it isn't a detailed discussion about what it's going to be used for, because it's already budgeted for specific uses in the budget.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Chief? Councilman Ford.
Mr. Ticer, I just wanted to inquire, because there has been a lot of public concern. Is any of this money going towards Flock?
Mr. Mayor, Councilor Freund, Mr. Davidson and I have had detailed conversations about this, and of this $18,000 and change, there is no desire to move this into technology and license plate readers. So the answer is no.
Thank you.
Councilwoman.
Well, and I'll let Gilbert speak on this. I was asking him if we're going to have a discussion on Flock so that we can engage the community and have a better understanding ourselves.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we are planning and have been planning to do an update on the LPRs at the October study session. So that is in the works, and the chief and his team will be doing a full presentation on the overall LPR program and how it works, results, and those types of things. Chief, is there anything else to add on?
No, sir. Mr. Davidson clarified that we've had that plan for months now to bring that for you for discussions and update on the license plate readers system here in Prescott Valley.
Thank you, sir. Anything else for Chief? Seeing none, I have a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve applying recently allocated opioid settlement funds in the amount of $18,693.39 for Prescott Valley Police Department education and purchase of necessary equipment and software for enforcement related to the opioid epidemic, and to authorize the Finance Department to adjust budget authority within the designated accounts for appropriation of these settlement funds by electronic vote.
Clerk, we have a second. Please call the vote.
Mayor, that passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am.